Sunday Roundtable before Thanksgiving is ready to go. Joining us this morning, Democratic political analyst Marianne Marsh, Republican political analyst Virginia Buckingham. So, guys, you just heard Charlie Baker. Is he going to run for president in 2 years?
He said no in 2 years, but he didn't say no forever.
Yeah.
And he's only 65. Who knows? What we do know is he's going to continue to have a voice. In fact, in a strange way, he's saying more now than he did in the 8 years he was governor. So it'll be interesting to watch what happens.
I thought he was much more open.
Yes.
And
Well,
has been about
the joy of what? Leaving the office? Maybe that creates a little bit of that openness? What do you think?
Do you beckon Jake Tapper to the governor's office after 8 years before you're about to walk through the door and down the great steps? No, you're leaving the door open, right? Whether he walks through, it's another matter. But Charlie has a lot of opportunities. He's keeping his options open. No question he's going to go make money. But a Senate race, VP, possibilities.
Would it be, I know not from the family, but would there be pressure from within the party? I mean, the most popular governor in the country?
You need reasonable non-Trump MAGA Republicans to do that, okay? There's still the outsized influence in the party, but other like-minded people like Charlie Baker certainly would put pressure on him to do. He's far more appealing than Hogan.
He'd be more likely to run as a Democrat, I would say, because in this state he was not heavily supported by Republicans. He was heavily supported by unenrolled and Democrats. So I wouldn't be surprised if there's a little twist coming our way.
He could run as unenrolled.
He could.
Yeah.
But you'd have to really have started raising money at this point in order to.
Not for next cycle.
You don't think so?
No,
okay,
he could do
all
it.
right.
No, he would have to, and I don't think he's
exactly.
running for next cycle.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay, Mary Wu, let's talk something a lot more local. She now has 1 year under her belt. She gave herself an incomplete when asked to grade herself. What's your letter grade, Marianne?
I go along with Michelle Wu's assessment. It is incomplete because she's been doing the job of two mayors. She's still cleaning up all the messes Marty Walsh left, Boston Public Schools, Boston Police Department, Mass and Cass, and at the same time trying to keep her campaign promises. You know, more affordable Boston, more affordable housing, better transportation, green jobs, climate change. So she's been doing two jobs at once, and I do think it's fair that this time next year we give her a real grade.
How about you?
So I'd be a little kinder and give her a B minus because she has brought really good people in, and that's one of the first most important jobs of an elected leader. And that she focused on, she got good people, and now this next year she has to get her agenda moving.
From a Republican, that's a pretty good grade, I would say.
And it took longer than she had hoped, as she said, and all that. So I give her a lot of credit for everything she's done.
The next subject is going to start with Nancy Pelosi stepping down as the Democratic House leader. Obviously, she wasn't going to be Speaker, but then stepping down as the leader of the party. New York's Hakeem Jeffries is likely to replace her as minority leader. And Kathy, here's the point of the topic. Catherine Clark, while not Pelosi's direct successor, looks good for a number 2 spot in leadership for Democrats, House Minority Whip. Miraculous, Marianne? A miraculous rise for someone who was only elected, what, a decade or so ago?
Not if you follow Catherine Clark. She went from state rep to state senator to a member of Congress, up the leadership rungs every step of the way. She is Nancy Pelosi's heir in every respect of the word. So yes, she's going to be the whip, and she's going to be an even more powerful whip than Steny Hoyer was. But ultimately, someday, Catherine Clark will be Speaker of the House.
You have said that. You have said that.
Well, I read somewhere her nickname is the Silent Assassin, which, as a former silent assassin, I really like. But I agree, she's working it, and we're lucky because other than that, our power has greatly diminished in Massachusetts because of the turnover.
Well, we'll all be watching, won't we? Meanwhile, the rest of our triumvirate of power leaders in Congress, in addition to Clark, includes Richard Neal and Jim McGovern, who are now headed to the back row, or at least a few rows behind the Republicans. So where does this leave Massachusetts, Ginny?
In a rough spot, and it speaks to not having a delegation that's 100% Democrat. In the past, long ago, we had a couple of Republicans, and that helped us in times like these. We're in a rough spot for the next couple of years.
Ginny, right about that?
No, I think we have more power than you think. I mean, first of all, is Kevin McCarthy even going to be Speaker? I don't know. Doesn't look like it today. And we could have 2, 3, 4 speakers in the next 2 years. I mean, he's like herding cats with oven mitts. That never ends well. And so when you look at it, you've got Jim McGovern and Richie Neal. Yes, they're now the ranking minority on Ways and Means and Rules, but boy, sharp and powerful. And it's going to take maybe 1 or 2 people, perhaps Neal and McGovern, to change the agenda in Washington.
And I'm guessing after asking that question that they are not really going to be in the back row. They're going to be a lot closer to the front than perhaps maybe some of the the
You know,
Republicans
if
have
I
done
were
in the
Kevin
past.
McCarthy, I would worry about Nancy Pelosi sitting in the back seat right now.
We can't do a show without talking about the T. The T announcing that it would be mid-December now when the Medford Green Line extension opens. It was one date. Now it's mid-December. The system as a whole isn't expected to return to pre-COVID levels of ridership for another 5 years or so. So if the state doesn't take over part of its debt, is there any short-term hope, regardless of who is the next T general manager, Marianne?
You know, if you actually made a transportation system that ran on time and was safe, people would ride it. Amazing, I know. And I think that might happen in the next administration.
Bold concept.
I know.
In the next administration.
Yeah.
You know, Ginny, when the governor was here this morning, he talked emphatically and emotionally about what he did with the T. I was almost surprised by that.
It's
to be honest with you.
illustrative of the Baker style, which is to do things kind of behind the radar that actually matter for making government work, and you're never going to get credit for it. And he seems okay with that. But investing in the core infrastructure, which is what he did, will pay off.
Did he defend himself well, do you think?
I thought so.
What about you, Marianne?
He was surprisingly emotional, but I think there's a little part of him that thinks he could have done a little better.